It is a massive week for comics. We are getting two absolute books, including the debut of the highly anticipated Absolute Flash #1. We couldn't be more excited to talk to you about this week's slate of comics, so let's get right into it. These are the books that we are going to be reading this week on Pals Pulls. So to hear our full thoughts on these, you're going to have to tune in Thursday at 6 p.m. live on this channel. We're going to be talking about Absolute Flash #1. Absolute Batman #6, The New Gods #4, One World Under Doom #2, and Bug Wars #2.
That's one of the biggest weeks we've done.
Oh, we're not even talking about Batman and Robin Year One, #6.
It's on the poll. It's possible. But like,
Oof.
Yeah, we
there's
might.
a lot here.
Yeah.
Hot dog. Oh,
I,
sorry, Cal.
there's, yeah. How dare you? There's a lot of mustard on this week. I, if we do Batman and Robin, there's a solid chance I could have three contenders for picks of the week out the gate. I'm looking at New Gods #4, Batman and Robin, and Absolute Flash. I'm hedging my bets on that one.
Power fan. We'll get to it. Man, I'm looking at this list and it's
I
insane.
know.
What's on here?
I am a big believer in this New Gods. Issue 3 lit me up.
Yep.
And so I think I'm gonna stick with New Gods #4, although um I agree that there are a lot of possible contenders this week. My eye is on Absolute Batman as well, but New Gods, I think, is going to be mine.
My eyes on the Flash. My eyes on Absolute Flash #1 by Jeff Lemire and Nick Robles. Nick Robles is a clean artist. Those lines are clean, straight, and the idea of like this being a very modern Wally West that isn't tied to a Barry Allen. This is the first Flash, so that idea of legacy nixed from this version of the Flash, and how Jeff Lemire wants to tackle the absolute version of Speed Force and all that. I think the first arc is titled "A Flash of Two Worlds," which is interesting to see what that means going forward. And Captain Cold's in it. Put Captain Cold in a book. I'm in.
Oh, is that true?
Oh yeah, we saw it in the previews. The Rogues are in this. We got Absolute Rogues coming
Oh,
out the
I'm in
gate.
trouble.
Yeah, I know.
Oh no, I'm in trouble. I love the Rogues.
He's got the glasses too, Cal.
Oh no.
He's a little more svelte though. But yeah, I'm excited for Absolute Flash. A new Absolute #1 we haven't had since Superman or Wonder Woman, one of the two. So yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, Superman was the last one. Uh, what cover is standing out to you guys with this one? I think that they have some nice covers and stuff, but I think
For
I'm going cover
Flash,
A.
sorry.
Yeah, Flash.
I'm always a cover A guy. I mean, I'm digital, so what do covers really mean to me, other than it looks
Right.
cool and I'll put it on a slide. Although there is a 1/25 variant for Absolute Flash by Jeff Lemire himself that has the old original like checkerboard Flash
Oh yeah,
top
that's
of
very
it
good.
that
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, they don't do that enough anymore. So I'd be cool with that. But I think the cover A looks great.
That Otto Smith variant is clean.
Yeah. I also really I like the Clayton Crane one.
I was looking at
Um,
that one too. Yeah.
yeah. Dan Panosian kind of underwhelming me this time around. I bought all three of the Dan Panosian variants for the original slate of Absolute books. This one I'm not as into, but
That girl, that's Carrie Kelly. What, that's not no Wally West.
You know what?
so
I
good.
all these covers are so good. I really like the logo, even just the logo design variant, and but also I want to shout out the Raphael Albuquerque. You get a cover of this book, you're winning.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. I might have to double dip though. I might have to get cover A and cover E, that Declan Shalvey one.
You're
I like
gonna
that.
start throwing off the Sean
The
Stack.
stack, yeah.
You know what? Good,
You wanna
good. They know
you
too
wanna
much.
get you wanna get hints. Watch Pal's previews.
You're right. I'm talking too much on here. But those five books aren't the only books that we're going to be talking about. One will be added, and that one is chosen by you. You head on over to the post tab on our YouTube channel, and you have four options: Magic #3, the Power Fantasy #7, Batman and Robin Year One, number 6, and DC X Sonic the Hedgehog, number 1. Right now, Batman and Robin is the clear winner, but there's always a chance for any of these books to overtake that, depending on how you guys choose to vote.
I'm still campaigning for Sonic. Give me it.
I want to read
Well,
it.
well, keep campaigning so that it keeps losing.
Damn. I'm going to read it either way, Tyler.
Oh yeah, same. Yeah, I'm. There is talking about the Flash of Two Worlds, the Tyler of Two Worlds. There is one that was way too into Sonic, and chose that as a special interest somewhere.
Have you done the Sonic Sona? What do they call that on Google?
Oh no, I've not. To create your
Really?
own? No.
No. Well, it's a so the game is there is a Sonic Sona for everyone.
Like a spider soda. Yeah.
So basically, if you it's something like if you type your name and Sonic into Google and then go to your images, you will have a unique, one of a kind Sonic OC already done.
Huh.
They're all over the place. So yeah, I'm sure I would. So if I did like Sonic Tyler,
Something like that. Yeah.
oh god, there's horrible art. I'm sorry.
Most of the time it is.
Oh no, this is real bad. I'll throw it in there in the video once I edit this. But yikes. Okay, one of them is tipping his fedora, so I think that one's me.
Sounds right.
Yeah.
Well, there are a lot more books coming out this week that we're all excited about. And what we do every week is we go to leagueofcomicgeeks.com and take a look at the full slate of books that are coming out. We talk to you guys about what we think we're looking forward to and what we want to put on your radar. I just want to say once again that Nightwing is really good.
I'm caught
It's
up.
a really
Yeah,
sorry.
I'm caught up as well.
Yeah. Nightwing is really good. It's the first time I've been excited to read Nightwing in a long time, and I gotta say, I didn't think that would be my perspective on this. But Dan Waters and Dexter Soy are absolutely killing it, and it's good to feel good about a Nightwing book.
It feels a bit if you mixed Robin Hood with John Wick.
Okay.
It's got like
Where
a
are you getting
lot
the
of
John Wick?
it's got a lot of action and it's got a lot of dealing with like gangs and warring factions, and Nightwing is kind of like the one in the middle of all of it that kind of has to showcase, and then the chase scenes, and I feel like it's very modern action movie inspired in terms of the visual element of it, but it's
I
Nightwing,
think-
so he's doing it all for good.
I think that's where a Nightwing book should sit. Right at
Sure.
that weird intersection of Robin Hood and John Wick.
Yeah, I think it feels right. I'm enjoying it. It's very different than Tom Taylor's, but I'm still liking it for what it is. Yeah. Can I make a call out here right off the bat? With Saga number 72, the other day I caught up on 2 years of Saga, which is about
Whoa,
two
really?
issues. No, so I caught up. This is the final issue of this arc until they go on another little break. It's got our boy Gus on the cover. I reading it in chunks like that again. I was like, man, I understand why I like this. It's still damn good. I don't know if I want to. I think I might wait for after I read this issue. I'll probably wait till another arc is done, because man, it's just the way they are able to introduce characters in that and make you feel for those characters instantly. And then like sometimes you don't see those characters again for years, like literal human years. And then they show up again and maybe they got killed or something happens. I was like, man, I forgot how visually appealing this book is. And I remembered everything, even though I hadn't read it for in such a long time. There's just a magic special sauce that this team is working on. And yeah, it doesn't come out as often as I want. And maybe the hype around it has died, but man, like the actual craft on it is still damn good.
Yeah, I want to do that too, Tyler. I'm glad you said that it's going on hiatus after this, because that actually for some reason makes me want to catch up and be caught up to when it comes back. So might do that.
I'd like to shout out Titans, and not because I'm reading it, but because this has me interested. Psycho Pirate. is on the cover here, and a modern take on Psycho Pirate is something I didn't know I wanted.
You can read Tom King's Batman if you want some of that.
Oh, okay, never mind. Um, it looks like Raven is an empath, and she is. The synopsis says she's going to start messing with some of the other Titans and uh, uh, making their emotions wreak havoc, and that's all influenced by the Psycho Pirate, and that's cool. Very very tried trope, but I think that's right where Psycho Pirate fits. If he's not instigating an entire universe collapsing crisis. Written by John Layman and art by Pete Woods. And that's cool. I think Pete Woods is someone I haven't seen in a while.
P. Woods does some of the covers for New Gods, or at least did that initial cover.
I really really didn't like the first issue of this run by this creative team, and so I jumped off. It was just like, whoa, like
Mm.
immediately like, wow, this is not for me at all. And it sucks because what you just laid out as a premise sounds compelling, but I need to hear from somebody else that this book is great because otherwise I'm not touching it.
Well, I kept reading it actually
Oh, okay.
until issue 2, and then I realized, yeah, I didn't really care much for this, and I dropped it.
There you
Yeah,
go.
it wasn't my bag either. It just felt of a time that is not 2025. All the characters kind of felt samey.
Well, I mean, not for nothing. It's an issue where Psycho Pirate's on the cover, so
Well, I think there's a good story to be had with Psycho Pirate, but I'm not sure
I
this is the
agree.
team for it.
I did a lot of catching up on books this week. I read a ton of comics, and one of the books that I caught up to was Ultimate Black Panther. And so issue
Yeah.
14 is dropping this week. Um, I still have the same problems with that book as I have had, and I haven't dropped it, but I think I might have to because it's just
Uh,
like it's just not doing it for me the way that I need. The month to month pacing is really bizarre. Like the amount of times they've shown us a fight between Black Panther and Moon Knight just to get some type of action in the issue, even though it's a dream sequence. Like it actually happened like 3 times, I think.
Yeah, I caught up too, Sean, and they have the fight, and it finishes in 2 pages.
Yeah,
It's
the
like
actual
it's just
yeah.
a wombo combo curb stomp. Like it's nothing really happens, and like it's almost like Moon Knight is now the secondary antagonist. They just shuffle him away, but it felt like that happened between issues, and it's a shame because I think there's some good character work there. I like some of the voices a lot, and I think the art's very good. But man, I just think it's paced really weird.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm gonna keep reading it though, because there is that one bit. The big posit here now is that vibranium is not vibranium in the sense that we know it. Something is in the vibranium, and it seems alien. So I don't know. I'll see what Brian Hill's cooking there, but it's not lighting me on fire.
Speaking of which, speaking of not lighting on fire, I also read Magic #2, which I bought because I felt like I was too harsh on the first issue, so I wanted to see if maybe I was missing something. I wasn't.
Yeah, it's fine. It's one of those ones
Yeah,
where it's like another X-Men solo book that is exists, and it's not bad, but it's not breaking any molds. Does it justify itself? Maybe not.
yeah, not a need
Uh,
for it.
but there's a lot of Gooner covers for it, and issue 3 Gooner cover. Standard A is a Gooner cover.
Let me get that 1 of 100 Jenny Frizen. Oh, okay. The Virgin variant is 1 of 100. The
No,
regular
the
one,
the version variant is just what the people who are buying it are.
wow.
got him.
I
Go ahead. There you
I
go.
I also caught up on the question all along the Watchtower. I'm having fun with that.
Ah.
That's a fun little whodunit story. It is very tied into the Watchtower section of DC that's happening right now. You got a little bit of it in Just League Unlimited. You got it in Challengers of the Unknown and in this. And I think there's a big question mark of what's going on there. That it's kind of tying into each other throughout. And it's a weird symbiotic trio in a way that I think benefits reading them all. Not necessary. These things stand by themselves, but something happens in Challengers of the Unknown that affects the Question, that affects JLU, and I think there's a fun little section there that I'm enjoying. And I think this is a cool fish out of water story for Verne Montoya. And they also get to tie in, like Ted Cord is a supporting character, Animal Man's a supporting character. So there are places for characters I enjoy that typically don't really get a spotlight. So I'm enjoying it, honestly.
Cool. I wonder if whatever it ends up being is gonna like really matter in the grand scheme of things.
Seems dark side related, so I would hope so.
I caught up with Uncanny, I wish it was Uncanny X Force. X Force. And I like the book. You guys have heard me talk about it. I enjoy it. It's just fucked up because this book was canceled, and I believe it's ending
Yeah.
with issue 10. And issue 9
So they,
is an X Manhunt tie-in. Like
yikes.
brutal.
That's almost insult to injury.
Right.
This
Like, you
is
don't even get to tell
yeah.
your story.
This is the one book that I'm not caught up with yet. It's literally at the bottom of my list because I read alphabetically. So I will get to it eventually. But the X-Men of it all ain't really exciting me. Even Exceptional X-Men coming out this week. Another X-Men Hunt book, which the cover doesn't even have Professor X on it. Like the cover is just looks like the next issue in Exceptional X-Men. It's dealing with it looks like Mr. Sinister. And genetic splicing. I don't know how it ties in. We'll see. But
This book's been great.
it has been. Yeah. It's been a real surprise.
Yeah. I also wanted to make sure that we talked about Superman: The Last Days of Lex Luthor because this is issue 2. Issue 1 came out like 2 years ago.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brian Hitch was finally able to well, I don't know whose fault it is, but I know Brian's a busy guy doing Redcoat and all that. So they finally were able to get together to make this happen. And so we are getting issue 2 of this book. I know a lot of people are excited, so I wanted to make sure to point that out.
Is this this is the Mark Wade one.
Yes. Yeah.
The
Wait, Brian Hitch.
Priest one finished, right?
That did finish. Yes.
Okay.
That was
Yeah, yeah,
Superman
yeah.
Lost.
Oh, right.
Yeah. It's the white suit Superman one. Yeah. Couple from me. Challenger of the Unknown coming out this week as well. Kind of, part and parcel with my question talk. This one's fun. I like the everyday human. Sure, they might be some of the best humans ever, but they still can't compare to superheroes. And superheroes are keeping secrets from them, and they don't like that because they can't get to their jobs. Uh, it is really interesting. It feels like a bit of a worker boss dynamic too.
Yeah.
And it is very tied into the dark side of it all, which is very interesting. And then I wanted to call out Rocketfellers, number 4. I'm still reading that book. There was one issue of the book that did confirm that the different sections of Ghost Machine are part of a Ghost Machine multiverse, which I thought was really interesting. But they're just one and done stories that really kind of focus on these characters as family. And sure, there's this underlying thread about the future trying to hunt them that is in there each issue. But it feels like the quiet moments of Manipul, what Manipul worked on in Flash and what Tomasi worked on in everything. I think Tomasi has real ties to family being a theme in a lot of his work, like Super Sons and stuff like that. So I'm still enjoying this. It's not my favorite Ghost Machine, and I do forget about it because in my head it's like, oh, Jeff Johns, Ghost Machine. The fact that this isn't one of them, I think it should be checked out though because it's just good family books.
I got to catch up with this.
I speaking of catching up, I am catching up on the first trade of the Power Fantasy, and I know it's on the poll, but issue 7 comes out, and man, this book is cool.
Hell yeah. What issue are you up to? Do you know?
um,
It's in a
I think I'm
trade.
at the end of. I think I'm at the end of 1 in the trade.
Okay.
I've read, want to say, up to 3
Okay.
for the show. So
Well, dude, that
Yeah, I know.
first arc is
Yeah.
yeah.
that's a superhero chess match, is what that is.
Yeah. Yeah.
More like Chinese checkers, actually. There's a lot of different spots. I'm enjoying that too. I think it's a good read.
Hell yeah. What was the last thing I wanted to call out?
I have a couple more, but if you want to get something, feel free.
Okay, go for it.
New Champions #3. This is that book that spawned out of variant covers. It's it's all these new versions of like young Marvel heroes, like Phantasma, which is a rollerblading little girl Ghost Rider. You have like I think it goes by Kid Marvel. It's like a Captain Marvel, Carol
Cadet.
Danvers, Cadet Marvel, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
And Moon Squire.
Moon Squire's cool. He's just a kid.
Ugh, yuck.
This all spins out of, I believe it was Kelly Thompson's Captain Marvel book. A lot of these characters spin out of, and then those variants. Um, it's that one flavor of Marvel that I always read, regardless of quality, because I think the book's fine. But I just like reading young heroes in Marvel. I think there always needs to be a version of that in some form of fashion. And this one, they're actually going to be, it looks like fighting, but having an interaction with the previous champions team, being Miss Marvel's team with, Amadeus Cho
Oh.
and Miles Morales and all of them. So I just like seeing those Marvel young characters interact and have fun. And this is just junk food comics, and I mean that in a good way.
The exact opposite of junk food comics is the last book that I personally wanted to shout out, which is The Sacrificers.
Oh yeah.
Number 15 is coming out, and I try to space these out and not shout out the same book every month, but I genuinely feel like if you are not reading The Sacrificers, you are missing out on one of the best books being published right now. It is a flavor, it's dark, right? Rick Remender, you kind of know what you're getting when it's him. This is in the darker end of what he does. This is more akin to Low, more akin to Black Science than, say, Grommets or something like that. And the Max Fiamara art is unbeatable. One of the best artists working today. And it's good that he's at Ghost Machine and good that he's on, or Ghost Machine, excuse me, Giant Generator. And it's good that he's on this book. I encourage everybody to pick it up. It's so, so good.
And I guess my final call out here is a new book from Oni Press, and that is Out of Alcatraz #1. This is written by Christopher Cantwell, art by Tyler Crook.
Oh,
And it is a story about what happened to the guys after they escaped Alcatraz. And it's got a very Saul Bass type cover design to it. It feels like a Hitchcock movie poster. This is one that's like, all right, cool concept, fun, but that creative team, two really good people, and I'm excited. This is from Oni Press, so I'm excited to see what this could be. This might be a sleeper for me next week.
easy buy.
Just a quick last one for me. I want to give a quick shout out to I Lie Popeye #5. That's the Popeye Dragon Ball Z mashup from Marcus Williams and Rodney Velchez. Go buy that book.
They're letting a black dude write and draw Popeye. What a world.
Telling you, racism's over.
That is the true mark of the end of racism. Is I Lie Popeye #5. Well, the book itself.
Leave it to a white guy to declare it's over.
Uh-oh.
Oh man. Yeah, so this is a huge week. Definitely want to hear from you guys as far as what you're picking up, and what you're interested in picking up. And I also wanted to throw out a challenge because a lot of you talk about indie books and a lot of you want us to read more of them and comment more on them. So I'm putting out this challenge. You tell me what to buy, what indie book I need to buy, and if it's not already on my stack, the one that the most people mention in the comments, I will buy on Wednesday. I will buy it.
Do a little quick hit for it too. You're gonna read it and just do a little quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do a quick 1 minute summation of my thoughts.
Yeah.
Leave it in the comments.
I like that.
All right.
See what happens. And maybe you know what? Maybe the other guys get interested, and maybe that book becomes a part of the show. Who knows? You never know. That's why you've got to tune into Pals Pulls every single Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern to hear our thoughts about all these books and everything that we always get into on that show. Thank you so much for joining us here. We will see you next week. Until then, take care, guys.